Hey team, how you doing? This is Dave Glaser from Fit Life Champions in Denver, Colorado. And as we mentioned earlier in the week, we just began the brand new mentorship program for personal trainers. We are super excited to welcome you on board. And this particular video is set as an intentional welcome. What are we getting ourselves into in week one of the mentorship program? And I want to keep you on track with these weekly videos from now until the mentorship program is completed in the next 8 weeks. Going through the modules, units, and lessons, just kind of highlighting the big takeaways that I want you to have to help you build your business. So follow along with me week by week. These videos will come out around the same time as the weekly mentorship call, that group call that if you're a graduate, you have the opportunity to come back and participate. But I want to, again, welcome you to participate weekly as we dive deep into the mentorship program for personal trainers that want to build a business, master online training, and eventually open your own studio. So essentially in week one, we determine why we want to get very specific with our niche. When we go out and we seek our ideal client, it is so much easier to implement the systems in our business if we have that one ideal client in mind. And we will walk you through a quick 5-minute visualization exercise in order to determine who it is that your avatar will represent. Next step is we will pull in something called the law of attraction. So like attracts like. If I were to have gone back and redone my whole business all over again to quickly start a business, I would have picked somebody exactly like myself to be my ideal client. Somebody in their 30s who is looking to get strong, get fit, actually maybe even pursue a new hobby later on in life. That might be my ideal client. However, I never would have stumbled upon the passion that I have for training women 25 to 40 that have a history of trauma, who want to become stronger physically, mentally, and emotionally. And that's been my journey over 5.5 years, eventually coming down to an ideal client that may not be exactly like yours. And that's awesome. That's why we all have an abundant mindset here in our studio and on our mentorship program so that we can impact more lives across the world. There's plenty of business out there for each and every one of us to have our own ideal client and niche in the industry. And that's what that 5-minute exercise is going to help you to determine for you and your business, then therefore initiating the systems that become a big part of your culture and a big part of your business. Your niche initiates your systems. And if you haven't viewed that video yet, it's available on YouTube. Head on over and subscribe, because that one video is applicable to any business that we run in our lives. So we found our ideal client. Now what do? I want you to go into that video tutorial module and deep dive into the Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Forms, and then how to do assessments. Strength assessments plus body composition assessments are very important for our ideal client to buy into our coaching program. Not our coaching program. And what I learned over time is that during this consultation process, we're not over-educating our client. If we give them too much information, it becomes very overwhelming, and they actually don't believe that we're going to be the answer for them. So the one determining factor in the success or getting a no in that consultation is becoming the expert in their eyes. You've already identified your ideal client. You've invited them in for a consultation. During the consultation process, you're giving them so much value, but not too much information so that it doesn't become overwhelming. We want to scale back how much scientific language we use. We want to keep it very, very simple. And that's why we videotaped an entire consultation process and put it into the mentorship program. And that's the value that we want to bring to you in the first week. This is the most important piece of the puzzle. If you take away one thing from week one, it is who is your ideal client and how to initiate that consultation process to get more yeses. And during this process, we've been able to increase our yeses to about 75%, and that's awesome. We dive a little bit into why we use PT Minder as a team here. It's the best schedule system that I've found for personal trainers that's affordable, scalable, and it's user-friendly to a point. Every single system out there has a drawback, and PT Minder has the fewest out there. Based on that consultation system with your client, we're going to just briefly cover the initial step in the process to becoming an online trainer. We can take the exact same consultation process that we're teaching you in modules of week 1 and actually apply it to your online training business. So we're not working harder, we're actually dual tracking here. One client, one spreadsheet, duplicate it for the next client, boom, done. That's how we're delivering online training in the very beginning. And finally, I wanted to offer up reading materials every single week. You know, this is kind of like your homework beyond the 2 to 3 hours of time that you're going to invest in yourself, in your business. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg was the biggest book that helped me make a body composition change. So if you read this book, when you read this book, you will learn tools and techniques in order to implement those into your clients' lives. And that's why we start with this book, The Power of Habit, to establish amazing habits in your own lifestyle so that you can pass those tips and tricks along to your ideal client. We happen to have come up with the 7 steps or the 7 healthy habits for personal training clients that we've implemented into our lead magnet. So if you have not gotten that lead magnet yet, go to fitlifechampions.com and apply for your free week of online personal training, and you will see how we implemented The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg into our personal training businesses. Again, thank you so much for tuning into week 1 of your mentorship program. I will talk to you in a little bit on our weekly group.